What was I like growing up? I don't know. Rebellious, and I was a lot of trouble. I will say that. I was a handful growing up because I like to do a lot of things I wasn't really supposed to do. So, yeah. I yeah, trouble. I got into the industry when I was 18. Um, I needed extra money for college, and I found an ad in one of the newspapers and answered it. It was an ad for a boy-girl scene, actually, and my one and only boy-girl scene that I've ever done, the one and only. And kind of decided it wasn't really for me, but was still interested and intrigued, and still sort of wanted to do it or be involved in the adult industry somehow. Went back to school with a little bit of money, more than I would have made at a normal job, and kind of forgot about things. And then a little while later, a friend of mine called me and was interviewing at a new place. She was really, really nervous and wanted me to go with her, sort of for moral support, kind of to hold her hand or whatever. She didn't really tell me exactly where or what she was interviewing for. She said it was kind of weird, but she was really interested. So I went with her, and it turned out to be an interview as a pro dominatrix in a dungeon in San Francisco. So I hadn't really experienced anything like this before. You see things in movies or TV shows or whatever, and you're like, oh, that doesn't really exist. And it does. So she ended up not being into it. It wasn't what she wanted to do, but I found it interesting. So I ended up on weekends while I was in school being a professional dominatrix at the ripe old age of 18, 19 years old. So I did that. I did that for a long time, probably for 5 years. And as I was involved with that, I met other people who were involved in different facets of the adult industry, found out about different websites and production companies and this and that, and sort of dabbled a little bit just in different things around the San Francisco Bay Area, and found myself to be involved with many new up-and-coming websites. So ended up leaving school and doing adult work full-time for 2 different companies in the Bay Area. And from there, met all sorts of different models and other producers, went to a couple of conventions, and just sort of met different people and kind of fell into it. So I've been doing fetish and girl work since. It's been like 10 years. So yeah, that's kind of how everything got started, and how things started, how I guess the ball got rolling. So I absolutely consider myself bisexual. I do. Actually, for a long time I had a girlfriend, and then she turned out to be crazy. So that sort of went out the window. But yeah, I had a pretty serious girlfriend for a little bit. I don't know where the craziest place I've ever had sex is. I would love to say something really interesting about that, but I can't really, there's nothing that sticks out in my mind except maybe like when I used to work in the music industry. I don't know where I was. I was in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of the country while we were on tour. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk. We'd been, I don't know, me and a bunch of people had been out at a bar, wherever we were in the middle of nowhere, and came back to the hotel, and all the trucks and tour buses and everything were parked outside the hotel. And like middle of the night, I ended up getting bent over the wheel well of one of the tour trucks, and yeah, fucked from behind. And I don't know. I don't know if, yeah, bent over the wheel well of one of the tour trucks. I I did a circus, and the circus that I performed with toured with a lot of well-known bands. I don't know if I can say who they are right here, but yes. So I live in South Florida now, like I said, and my house is on the beach. And one of the things that I love to do is go to the beach. I love to go snorkeling, and I'm getting scuba certified this year. And you would never tell by my glow in the dark skin, but I actually spend a lot of time in the water. I spend a lot of time snorkeling. If I were trying to seduce somebody, it depends on who the somebody is. Does the somebody like stockings and high heels, or does the somebody like lingerie? See, I like to tailor things for the wants and needs of whoever I'm seducing. Sometimes it might be a corset or a cute little latex dress. You never know. That's why I have so much clothing. I really like cute little lingerie, but with a little waist cincher, corset, and then super, super high heels. Like 5-inch heels that you can barely walk on and have to sort of teeter around in. See, it makes you helpless and vulnerable, and you just have to lay down in bed.